Marami pang pagkakataon. Let's not rush. Napakurap si Alexa sa sinabi ni Rafael. Hinihintay niya ito magsalita pero hindi yun ang kanyang inaasahang marinig mula rito. Sa kanya nahuli ang amusement sa mga mata nito. Pinaymayawangan niya ito. Kailan ka nagsimulang maging makulit, Rafael? Ngumisi ito, but his eyes were tender as they gazed at her. I met a lot of people after high school, I guess. I've learned to relax. Relax? Ulit niya. Which is what we should do, sabi nito. Not at my expense, giit niya. Hindi ibig sabihin na dahil ang gwapo-gwapo mo ngayon, sexy and hot, hahabulin kita na parang isang sex maniac. Tumaas sa mga kilid nito. He looked ready to guffaw. The words coming out of her mouth. Nobody ever said to my face that I'm hot. And you're like what? Namula na naman siya. Pagkatapos, namalayan na lang niyang tumatawa siya ng malakas. Natatawa rin nito. Then he reached out and hugged her tight. She hugged him back. I've missed you. There, I said it. Sabi nito. Pinalo niya ang likod nito para sa maraming mga pagkakataong alam niyang iniiwasan siya nito. Hindi ka nagalit sa akin? Hindi na, sabi nito habang umiiling. And I did watch your plays. All of them. You were splendid, Alexa. I couldn't understand why you've given it up. Nag-angat siya ng tingin at hindi na isawasang mapaluha. I knew it. Don't cry, Alexa, or I'll kiss you again and I can't promise I'd stop this time. I've already promised not to rush. Sabik na ako maging kaibigan ka uli. Excited na ako maging kaibigan ka uli, sabi niya habang natatawang pinapahid ang kanyang mga luha. Good answer. You don't know what you'll miss if you said otherwise. Napakurap siya. I was talking about my cooking. Malapit na hatan sakalin, alam mo? Tumawa ito. I guess I better live. Nasa yun ang letter. We've discussed everything we need to discuss for now. You have my number. I'll be waiting for your call. I'll call you when I have news, sabi niya. Soon, okay? Kapag nainip ako, tatawagan kita. Apat, humakbang ito at nilampasan siya patungo ng sala. Napasunod siya rito. Dinampot nito ang plastic bag kung saan naroon ang plastic containers na pinaglalagyan ng dala nito mga pagkain kanina. Inilabas nito ang cellphone at may tinawagan. Mang Jose, I'm ready. Nito sa kausap. Pagkatapos niyon, tumingin ito sa kanya. Good night, Alexa. Good night, Rafael. Thank you for your mother's delicious food. I will. Next time, luto ko na talaga matitikman mo, sabi nito. Bago pa niya maisip kung isa na namang joke yun na may double meaning, nakatalikod na ito at naglakad ng patungo sa pinto. Lumingon pa ito ng isang beses at nginitaan uli siya bago nito binuksan ang pinto at lumabas. It was too fast. Suddenly, he was gone and the unit felt so empty. Huminga siya ng malalim. Bumalik ito na parang dilubyo sa kanyang buhay and he was gone again. Pero namalayan na lamang niya ngumingiti siya. The unit felt empty right now but she knew he would be back. He had promised and he had always kept these promises. Pumihit siya at sumunod ng sandali ay inimis niya ang mga naiwang kalat. Masiglat pa sipol-sipol. She had not felt that alive for a long time and somehow knowing that this time, the feeling would stay. So, what do you think, Shiv? Tanong ni Alexa kay Eagle habang nakadikwatrong nakaupo sa isa sa mga armchairs sa office nito sa Black Bureau headquarters kinabukasan. She was wearing cream slacks and a soft white shirt this morning. Cotton and lace, she felt as light, as giddy and dainty as her get-up. Maaga pa ay nagtungo na siya roon para dalhin ang letter sa lab. She stayed there and helped in the control room while she waited for the result. Pagkatapos ay nagtungo siya sa office ni Rico nang malaman niyang naroon ito. She wanted to know about his take on Rafael's case. What do I think? Patanong din na sagot nito. Saka nito inisa-isa ang nasa report sa huling parte ng profile ni Rafael na nasa ibabaw ng desk nito. The list of Rafael's accomplishments as a chemist, as a businessman, and as a humanitarian was quite long. Ang akala niya hindi na yun matatapos. What do you think? Ulit nito pagkatapos habang nakatingin sa kanya. Napailing siya, namamangha. Alam niyang marami ng accomplishment sa buhay si Rafael mula nang huli sila magkita. Hindi lang dahilan na in-update siya ng kanyang daddy, kundi makikita ang success na nag-emanate mula rito ngayon. Pero yung mga humanitarian efforts nito ay hindi niya alam lahat. Iba talaga kapag ang Black Bureau na ang naghalungkay ng mga nagtatagong hindi nalalaman ng publiko tungkol sa isang tao. The way she regarded Rafael now had suddenly changed. Hindi na lang ito ang dati niyang kaibigan na nagpasilip sa kanya nang pinapangarap pa lang niyang romance noong high school at nag-terrorize sa kanya dahil din doon, o ang pagkamangha na hindi nawala sa kanya kahit hindi niya ito kasama sa loob ng maraming taon. Now, it was back in man form and she felt glad na minumulto pa rin siya nito. She realized that Rafael had an identity all his own now. Iyong personalidad na walang kinalaman sa kanya. Isang personalidad na hindi kayang maapektuhan ng kahit ano o kahit ng sino maliban sa nanay nito. Napangiti siya sa kanyang sarili. "Is there something you want to tell me?" Tanong ni Rico. Nabura ang ngiti niya nang makitang nakatitig ito sa kanya at malamang napapanood nito lahat na nagdaang ekspresyon sa mukha niya. "That would be a lot." Wala akong pakialam kung siya ang pinakamatanong chemist o ang pinakamayang businessman sa balat ng lupa, Eagle. I want him safe. Alright. Nagbukas ito ng drawer at may inilabas itong isang maliit na electronic notebook. Iyong klase ng nagkakasya sa isa sa mga kamay nito. Binuklat nito iyon, saka inihanda mga daliri sa ibabaw ng itim na keypad. Nagdududang tiningnan niya ito. Hindi siya kumbinsido sa mabilis na pag-ayon nito sa usapan. Ito man ang pinuno ng bureau, kaibigan din niya ito. Both reasons demanded that he shouldn't be kept in the dark. "We kissed last night." Nag-iinit ang mga pisnging pag-amin niya. "So? I think if we'll always bump into each other, we'll kiss again. I don't think this is the time for us to explore this, Rico. Not while his life is still in danger." "Let me get this straight. Hindi ka pa rin sasama sa misyon dahil natatakot kang tuwing magkikita kayo, you'll kiss him again?" Anito. "Don't you think it's about time you start kissing somebody?" Tiningnan niya ito ng masama. "Do you play this changed personality game with Nat all the time? It's crazy." Ang tinutukoy niyang Nat ay ang asawa nitong Natalie o Agent Dove sa bureau. "You know I'm a putty in her hands." Natatawang sabi nito. Pagkatapos ay may sinabing tungkol sa tumatandang dalaga bagaman sa mahinang tinig at habang hindi nito nakikita sa kanya. "Rico," sikmat niya. "Below the belt yan ha?" "What's wrong with the man anyway?" Tanong nito. Tuluyan ang inabandona ang chief facade. "You're always finding something wrong with every man." "Every one of them was wrong," sagot niya. "And now you find someone you can stop kissing and that's wrong?" Tanong nito. "Of course not, but I'm scared." Napakurap ito. "Of him?" His personality profile indicated he can kill a rat. Sarkastikong sambit nito. "Not of him, of falling in love, of being vulnerable. He could be my happy ever after, yet I can't be the 100% sure. And if he turns out not to be that happily ever after, that could hurt me." "Really? That?" Parang natatawang sabi nito. "Yes, that. Maraming beses na ako na-disappoint, but those were nothing compared to what I would feel if I get disappointed with him. Ayoko ma-disappoint kay Rafael, Rico." Daing niya. "I don't want to lose him again." Hindi ito nakapagsalita. At hindi lang yon. What if I'm forced to choose? What if he doesn't want me to work in the bureau anymore? Kaya ko ba? And if not, and I become a family person, I might not be able to work again. Mabuti si Trisha, in-house agent. I'm a field agent. I can't be distracted. I might lose my job. I might lose my life. Tumaas ang kilay nito. "Alexa, lahat ng mga nakapag-aasawang agents natin, they didn't lose their jobs. They just got promoted. And you know I will not think to send you out kung hindi ka emotionally ready." "Yup. To desk jobs. And I'm used to living alone. I like living independently. And I'm a woman, Rico. I I'll have kids. I'll be very emotional. It'll be a total personality change and I don't know if I can play that part. Biglang umaliwala sa mukha nito. Pagkatapos ay marahang umiti. Alam mo, na-confuse ako sa lahat ng mga sinabi mo. Except that part. Being a mother will be the best role you will ever play, my friend. Don't sweat about that, okay? Napatitig siya rito na parang nakakita ng multo. Come on, nakikita ko ang mukha mo kapag pinapanood mo si Natalie kasama mga bata. You're jealous of her. You want your own kids too. Nagkabig ang kanyang mga lalamunan sa sinabi nito. Sa kanyang isip, nakakakita siya ng dalawang bata, ang batang babaeng kamukha niya, ang batang lalaki na si Rafael nung bata pa. Mataba, cute at bibo, at nakikita rin niya ang sarili na tulad ng mami nito, overprotective, ever worried and over everything. It was crazy. Hindi yung Alexa ang kameleon na kilala niya. Napahawak siya sa kanyang ulo. She was feeling head rush. Alexa? Nag-aalala ng tawag sa kanya ni Rico. Get out of my head, paungol na sabi niya. But I'm over here. Natatawang sabi nito kahit alam niyang alam nito ang ibig sabihin niya. Maybe you should contact the girls. Nag-aalala ng sabi nito. They'll do you some good. You're clearly overwhelmed, Fred. Go and visit my wife. Call Trish and Garcia. If you want, I might be here all night, so don't worry about me catching anything immature like you teaching my son to throw ink darts in the wall. Namula siya. It wasn't the wall, but a newspaper photo of corrupt politician's smirking face. Sad politician is really stupid. Plus, hindi ako nagpasimuno nun, kundi si Berting. Chameleon? I'm sorry. It won't happen again, okay? Mariana's doing us another favor and she won't be here today, so I guess you would be missing her direct assault kind of advice, but I get it. You don't have to work all night though. Uuwi ako. Dinampot niya ang kanyang bag sa tabi nilang silya at tumayo na. Kung magbabago ang isip mo, laging libre ang guest room. Binilatan niya ito na parang bata bago siya pumihit patungo sa pinto. Alexa, tawag nito bago siya tuluyang makarating sa pinto. Handa na naman siya, bilatan nito pero nang lumingon siya, seryoso na mukha nito. Nakatingin nito sa console na nakabuilt ng insa mahaba L-shape nitong desk. Tumingin ito sa kanya habang gumagalaw na mga daliri nito sa input device ng computer system ng Black Bureau. Galing na si Wire at Hawk sa office ni Mr. Gonzaga kanina. Nasa control room si Wire ngayon. You can go there if you want and ask him about Rafael's case's progress. Thanks, sambit niya. Ngumiti ito sa kanya tumango. Lumabas na siya ng opisina nito para magtungo sa control room. It was alright, report ni Agent Hawk on a gray de San Gabriel na nakasalubong na Alexa habang patungo siya sa control room. Pauwi ng lalaki. Isa ito sa mga original elites. Bibihira na lang itong lumabas ngayon sa field maliban sa espesyal na mga misyon dahil may asawa na ito at may 2 anak. Ipinagpapasalamat niyang malaman niyang kasama na ito ni Wire sa kaso ni Rafael pero nagulat din siya. Oo nga't inaanak ang binata ng kanyang daddy na siyang humingi ng tulong kay Rico pero hindi niya inakala na sapat na iyong dahilan para gamitin nito ang espesyal nito mga agents para sa isang misyon na hindi related sa Black Bureau o sa National Security. I have names here and Trish's assistant has the background check rolling. Dagdag pa ni Hawk. He's very agreeable. Pumayag siyang in-install namin ang mga additional security measures sa bahay at office niya mamayang gabi. Si York nang nag-suggest sa kanya na ilagay ang mga iyon. We've already put a temporary device in his car that would tell us whenever he's inside or when he's going or whatever he's doing when he's in. Pumayag din siyang mabigyan siya agad ng bodyguard today. Good. Thank you, Gray. I understand he's close to your family. Ito, he asked a lot of questions about you. Tungkol saan? How close we are to you? Mukhang may mga planong manligaw. Namula siya nang nanunodyo nitong tono. Really? May isipan niya yon while his life is in danger? Natawa ito. I don't think that's what's foremost in his mind. He seemed more interested in you or the gadgets na gagamitin namin sa surveillance niya. That's why it took all morning. Pero pasalamat pa rin kami na he's treating this like a necessity. Napangiwi siya. I'm sorry about that. Scientist kasi yun talaga. He's always very inquisitive. It doesn't have to take science to know why he is interested in you, Cham. Marahang biro nito bago nito pinisilang kanyang balikat at saka lumayo. Thank you. Who's manning his electronic surveillance? Pahabol na tanong niya nang naglalakad nito. Right now, si York ang sa control room. Sagot nito bago ito lumiko sa isang corner. Nang wala na ito, bahagyang tulalang tumuloy ito sa control room. Sumilip siya sa pinto at hinanap si Rourke. Nakita niya ang malapad na likod nito sa harap ng isa sa mga consoles. Nilapitan niya ito at inangat niya ang headset na nakasalpak sa isang tenga nito. Can I help? I'm between assignments at wala akong ginagawa. Bulong niya dito. Of course, get a headset. Kumuha siya ng headset at sinuot iyon. Saka siya umupo sa tabi nitong Silya at nakinig sa update ng bodyguard ni Rafael habang tinitingnan ng console sa electronic feedback ng surveillance gadget na nasa sasakyan ni Rafael. Nagsisi si Alexis sa kanyang impulsiveness 5 minuto pagkatapos maupo sa tabi ni Rourke. Ayaw pa raw mag-rush kaya pala. Rafael was on a date tonight. A date with Mayan LaGuardia. Kinontrol niya ang nararamdamang selos habang nakaupo sa tabi ni Rourke dahil kapatid nito ang babae. Pinakinggan nila ang updated report ng bodyguard ni Rafael na nakapwesto sa isang table sa discreet na distansya sa table ng mga ito. Sa harapan niya ay ang monitor kung saan nakikita ang audio authentication ng 2 boses. Hindi man niya naririnig ang mismong boses ng mga ito, alam niyang animated ang pag-uusap sa pagtalo ng mga waves sa graphs. They were really having a good time, and there she was, like a sticking duck. Ni hindi niya magawang itanggi na selos nga ang nararamdaman niya sa bilis ng pagsalakay niyo nung that moment she realized what Rafael was doing. She couldn't find fault in Mayan. She was pretty to look at, had good business sense, and had good head on her shoulders. If she was what she knew her to be, she would not let someone like Rafael go. He was a viral-looking man and successful businesswoman to boot. No one would dispute he was also a very intelligent. Why wouldn't he have a successful social life? Ang masakit, as usual, kapag anong mayroon ng balakid, saka lang magiging sure na gusto niya ito. Siya ang may kasalanan niyon. Why couldn't she make up her mind? Ayon sa graph, man was more sure than her. Bumuntong hininga siya. Napasulyap siya kay Rourke nang maramdaman niyang tensyon mula rito sa kabila ng distraction sa kanyang isip. She was tuned to her co-workers more because of practice than anything else. Imboluntaryo niyang pinakinggan ng mabuti ang report ang tinig ng bodyguard ni Rafael sa kanyang headset habang pansamantalang sinasantabi ang kanyang mga sentimento. Agad din siyang natensyon. Kenneth, the bodyguard, was sending an emergency code blue. It was a request for immediate backup. Every agent within the programmed parameter would receive it, but those who had been chosen to respond would have a red light turned on his or her BlackBerry watch. Kenneth Barrientos was a new recruit, a former Marine like Rico. He was capable, down-to-earth, and had sharp mind. Based sa mga qualities nito, alam niyang magiging isang magaling itong agent pagdating ng araw. Inire-report ni Kenneth ng mga sandaling iyon ang isang suspicious-looking vehicle na nakaparada ilang metro lang at minuto sa kabilang kalsadang restaurant. Mula ng pumarada ron ng sasakyan, hindi pa lumalabas ang driver niyon. Nothing else was happening anywhere within Kenneth's seeing perimeter. Pero hindi maganda ang kutob ng agent sa gray na kotse kaya humingi ito ng backup. Namalaya na lamang niyang tumayo na siya mula sa silya. Na-trigger ng gut feeling ni Kenneth ang sarili niyang pagdududa. As an elite agent in the field, she relied more on her instincts than on anything else. A practice every seasoned field agent of the Bureau had mastered. Like religion, like fate, she just knew Rafael was in danger right that very minute. I'm going. Anya kay Rourke. No, come, I'm going. You stay here. Nasa tinig nito matinding pag-alala sa kapatid. No, you need me there. Grace on his way home. He is in the order or other direction and won't be able to turn back quickly. Kailangan mo ako. Sandali lang itong nag-hesitate. Let's go. Agad may pumalit sa pwestong iniwan nila sa control. Pagkatapos ay tumakbo na sila patungo sa garage area kung saan magtatagpo ang mga responde bago umalis. At dito na po nagtatapos ang ating kwento. Sabay-sabay po nating abangan ang susunod na kabanata. Maraming salamat po. God bless and stay safe.